What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for the day. Yesterday, really solid day. I think we went up like 2 or 3 units. This entry right here just finished, and we did just cash this. This was actually the play that we used the 25% profit boost on that they sent out yesterday. So we just cashed this for, I don't know what that is. I think it's like I guess it's a 3.4x is what it is. So we just cashed that there, which is great to see. But I will say, guys, even though we went up like 2 or 3 units, yesterday we went down probably 3, 4 units, something like that. Day before that, we went up like 1, 2 units. As you guys know, I'm very transparent. You guys can go back and watch those videos. But the big money moves, right? The big days where we really have a ton of gains is when we hit these 4-man entries, okay? And we are set up 2 times right here for these 4-man entries. We have a setup going into tomorrow. I believe this is like tomorrow at noon, and then right here tomorrow early in the morning, like 3 a.m. or something like that. So 2 setups tomorrow. Again, we'll keep our fingers crossed. These are both correlated in League of Legends, which is one of our best sports, one of our best esports. We took the unders right here. The lines are actually bumped down. So Bad Lulu is, I think, at like 9 or 9.5, and then Ferret is at 8.5. So these are already bumped down. I don't know if these bumped either. I didn't check. But yeah, we do have 2 setups. We got very close to hitting a 4-man, right? And even though we didn't hit a 4-man yesterday, we still went up because of these 2-mans. These 2 entries right here actually were 2 plays I sent out completely free to you guys. I sent this one out on Twitter and to my free plan on Winnable. So Paige Buchers, I believe is how you say her name. She actually crushed it on Wednesday or whenever they sent this out, and then I took Delight over at 24. He ends up getting 42 assists, just absolutely dominates that game. So great to see there. So you guys should have got this here. And then a couple of videos ago, I think this was on, I believe Taco Tuesday. They also sent this out or something like that. I'm getting my days confused, guys. But it was Jalen Williams to go over 1 point. Obviously, he does that. And then I took my favorite play of the day, which I told you guys was Chovy over 18.5 assists. I told you guys I thought it did not make sense at all why his line was so low at 18.5 when they should win at least 2 out of the 3 games that they're playing. That is exactly what happened. And he goes over at 26. And this actually bumped to 20 by game time, right? So we got it 1.5 to 2 assists lower than what it actually was. This was the other play of the day that I sent out a couple of days ago. It was Hamby to go over. She hit, and then we were waiting on Elk to go under. And Elk actually just in game 3 alone gets 15 assists. So game 1, 5 assists, game 2, 5 assists, and then game 3, we needed him to get under 12 assists in that game. And it's actually really funny because I'm not expecting you to go do this, but if you go and look back at my video where I explained these 2 videos, I said the only reason why I like Chovy as my favorite play of the day over Elk, which was my second favorite play of the day, is because Elk randomly has games where he gets like 15 to 17 assists in a game. And that is exactly what happened that game 3. He gets 15 assists, which does not happen very often for him. But without getting into the details, he pretty much played a champion that does a lot of assisting rather than killing, which is unlike a bot laner to do. That's kind of his position on the team. But yeah, I don't want to get too into the details on League of Legends. As I always recommend you guys, if you're betting on League of Legends seriously, and on my VIP, I really recommend looking up like a 10-minute video of someone explaining League of Legends, some of the positions, what happens in the game. It's going to be worth your while to just kind of know what I'm talking about here. Yeah, so like I said, we did hit this, and then we are set up going into today with WNBA. This was actually yesterday's play. I took Reptile under 15 kills. He bumped all the way down to 13.5 by game time. Again, I said that to the T yesterday. I said he's going to bump down to about 13.5. That's exactly what he did. He ends up getting 12 anyway. So whether you took it at 13.5, whether you took it at 14, whether you took it at 15, that does hit. And then Ariel Adkins also has bumped up. We took her at 15.5. So hopefully you guys got it in at that line. And tonight, hopefully she goes over this and gets like 17, 18 points plus assists, and we can cash another one of these guys. So real quick, I do want to show you guys about Canadian football and why it is so amazing, right? So this is all my plays, right? I can click on any of these and you guys can see this here. By the way, the reason why I bet $1 on every single entry is because I'm heavily limited on PrizePicks, okay? I can only put like maybe $20 of bets down a day, so I have to play like $1 to $2 entries. So at this point in time, I'm not really looking to make money off of PrizePicks. I am more trying to give you guys plays to make money off of PrizePicks, right? I used to do this. I used to bet $60 to $80 $20 a play and stuff, but because I'm a long-term winner, they limited my account and I can only pretty much bet like $20 a day, which sucks. It sucks. PrizePicks does that. They'll pretty much take all the money away from you that they want. But if you start taking money from them, which we do long-term, they will actually limit your account eventually, right? But you can actually make, a couple, probably like $10,000, $20,000 before doing that, which is not easy to do necessarily. But I do want to get into Canadian football, right? So Canadian football, what's actually crazy is I took this duo, right? Nathan Rourke, especially, to go under. I took him like 4 different times. I took him there. I took him here. If I scroll down, I also took him here and down here. So I took him 4 different times, and the duos that I took him with were actually different receivers. All 4 of them went under together because I was super confident in this play. But it just so happens that every time I paired him up with a Counter-Strike duo or a League of Legends duo or whatever it was, they ended up going opposite correlation, right? So that will sometimes happen, right? We really should have cashed one of these 4-mans because my call was so right on this BC player, Nathan Rourke. But unfortunately, we had some opposite correlation here and there, and that's just part of the game, guys. I want to just tell you guys, like, hey, sometimes this happens. Sometimes we're going to be right 4 out of 4 times, where I kept retaking this over and over and over again. But sometimes these Counter-Strike lines are going to fall into place, or they're not going to fall into place and go opposite, right? So that's that. I also will say that this was another setup that we had yesterday, and these guys actually go over. So this was the winning team. They end up winning the game. They put up like 35 or 40 points. So these guys go over their projections. You guys can see that he went over his projection by like 30 yards, and one of his number 1 receivers went over their projection too. So these quarterback receiver duos are extremely tied together, and that's going to be true with Canadian football. That's going to be true about college football. That's going to be true about NFL, and that's why I was so big on selling you guys that NFL or that football season pass, because football is probably the most correlated thing that you can do currently in betting and on PrizePicks, and it's a huge opportunity. And this is exactly why, right? Even though there's no huge cash, any 4-man or whatever it was, this is a big deal where you get things to go under together or over together, right? And if you're a long-time watcher of this channel, you guys know that is exactly what we are looking for, and that is exactly what football provides, okay? So wanted to also throw that in there too, because if you guys do not know, we're up about 35 units since May 1st. We're up 170 units in 2025 and in 2024. So last year we went up about 500 to 600 units. This time last year we were up about 80 units, and by college football and NFL season and Canadian football, betting on all of those during NFL college football season, guys, we went up like 350 to 400 units alone, because there's just so much volume and so much to bet on during those times. And what's amazing is we're actually very close to getting to that point, right? It comes very quick, and the preseason is going to be upon us way quicker than you think it will, right? So football season is definitely almost here, and that's going to be very exciting. So I'm about to get into the play. I do want to say before I get into the play, guys, I am actually going to start promoting Better a ton, because I really like the offer that they have right now. They're giving out a free $10. You don't even have to deposit or anything. You can just download the app and get $10 free, which is really crazy. So if you love free money, you can just download Better and get the free $10. This graphic was just sent to me like a couple of days ago. So as long as your state is in the purple, again, I see Arizona here, which I know I have a lot of Arizona people just end up texting me because Arizona is just such a confusing state for some reason on betting. But if you do not have Better yet, you can get a free $10 to get a 2-month free of my VIP. What I'm going to ask you to do is get the free $10 on Better, and then you're going to have to put at least $10 into the app, and then take at least $1 entry. So you're going to have to just take some entry, some sort of 2-man entry. And actually what they're doing is they're doing an up to $25 deposit match too. So if you got the free $10 and you put $10 in, you would actually get $20 free, because you'd get that $10 deposit match. You'd get the free $10 from them. And then you would also, on top of that, which is maybe most importantly, get 2 free months of the VIP and profit with us pretty much every single day on PrizePicks. I forgot to mention yesterday, guys, too, on Bovada, we also hit that Gen G money line. Gen G money line did hit. I think I sent that out all the way back on like Monday or something like that. But if you did take that on Bovada, we also did cash that out on Bovada too. So that's great to see. But again, finishing up here, if you guys want my VIP for free, Better is going to be the best way to get it. And again, it is a free $10. So you can legitimately get $10. You can put $10 into Better, and then you can get a $10 deposit match. So it's pretty much like you're putting $10 in, you're getting $30, which is like pretty much hitting a free 3x entry right there. Like if you bet $10, this is a free bet that you could pretty much do, right? Put 10 bucks into an app, you're instantly starting with $30. That's just like you hit a free 3x right there. So with no risk at all, you can pretty much hit a 3x entry, a 2-man entry right here pretty much with just downloading Better today. So again, if you want to do that, all you have to do is text me and I'll get you guys those instructions. Make sure to text me first so you get the right code, okay? So this is going to be the play for the day here. We do have Alicia Gray to go over 3.5 assists. Make sure you're careful when typing in Gray or typing in her name, because I think there's like 3 Grays in the league for some reason. I don't know if they're all sisters or something, but there's a lot of Grays in the WNBA. So make sure it's Alicia Gray to go over 3.5 assists. Really like this here. I think it's too low. She's facing Chicago Sky, which are a pretty bad defense, and bad defenses means a lot of assists because it's going to mean open shots for shooters. It's going to mean she's just going to have a lot of openings to be able to pass the ball, and a lot of scoring is obviously going to lead to more assists, right? So I feel like we've honestly been doing very well in the WNBA. You guys saw a couple days ago, Hamby cashed. What else cashed for us? Hamby cashed. Well, I guess some of these were like discounts and stuff like that. But yeah, WNBA has been doing well for us. And then League of Legends is always very, very solid for us. And then Fudge is going to be the second play paired up with Alicia Gray to go under 7.5 kills. The reason why I like this is this game right here is probably going to be a 2-1 in Cloud9's favor, okay? We have Shopify Rebellion versus Cloud9. Cloud9 is the better team by a pretty wide margin. Now, I do think Shopify Rebellion is going to be able to put together at least 1 win, but I think how this game goes is Shopify Rebellion wins maybe 1 out of 3 games, or they get swept, okay? So Fudge in wins, he's averaging around maybe 3.5 kills per game in wins, and then in losses, he only gets like 1.5 kills a game right there. So if you add up 2 losses, that would be about 3. If you add a win, that would be about 3 to 3.5. So if you add all that up, that's around 6 to 6.5. So I think his fair value is around 6 to 6.5. If you can get him at 7.5, amazing. If you can get him at 7, I also like the under here. But any lower than that, guys, like not that I wouldn't take it because I still like the line. I still like Fudge being under. But again, if you get it at 7.5 versus 6.5, that's a completely different play, right? A whole kill is huge in League of Legends, guys. It is huge in League of Legends. So if you can get them at 7.5, amazing. If you can get them at 7, that is also a very, very good value. 6.5, probably stay away from it. I don't really expect it's going to bump all the way down there. But, you know, this is a really solid play. This is happening tomorrow. And then we have Alicia Gray, hopefully crossing our fingers tonight for her. And then we also have Ariel Adkins, obviously set up from yesterday's video if you guys did go ahead and watch that. So again, if you guys want my VIP, all you have to do is text me the word better. We're gonna have a huge weekend this weekend, guys. We're gonna have a ton of Canadian football, like I explained how good that is. I think there's like 5 or 6 games of Canadian football this weekend, so a ton of bets gonna be out. Probably gonna have like maybe 10 to 11 bets with Canadian football in those, so definitely sign up for the VIP. You're gonna get all of my picks, not only my football picks, you're also gonna get my esports picks as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.